Okay, let's dive into this explainer. I want you to think about your name for a second. It's the most personal thing you own, right? But what if I told you that personal names are actually the ultimate historical archive? Today, we are exploring an incredibly fascinating source detailing Eastern Sri Lankan Muslim anthroponymy. We're going to decode exactly how ancient identities, global trade routes, deep religious devotion, and local customs are all perfectly preserved in the names of a single, highly unique community. So to start us off, we really need to understand what anthroponymy, also known as onomastics, actually is. Basically, it's the sociocultural study of personal names, clans, and identities. By studying what people call each other, we can literally trace a community's evolution. The source material reveals that Eastern Sri Lankan Muslims have created this breathtaking, unique synthesis of indigenous Dravidian culture and Islamic heritage. They adapted local ancient cultural structures to fit their religious beliefs perfectly. And you can see this beautiful blending right in their naming structures. Let's move to our agenda and see how this builds, peeling the onion from the individual all the way out to the community. We'll be looking at 1. Anthroponymy and dual identities. 2. Etymology and ancient classifications. 3. Matrilineal clans and titles. 4. Monikers and village nicknames. And 5. A distinct cultural heritage. Section 1. Anthroponymy and dual identities. Let's peel back the very first layer of personal identity. The research highlights a fascinating dual naming tradition that has survived in this region for centuries. There's a brilliant logic behind this convention. On one hand, you have the Oper, which translates to the inner name or official registry name. This is the highly formal, meaning-rich name used on birth certificates and property deeds. But on the other hand, you have the Veli pair, the outer or informal call name. For everyday village interactions, people use the Veli pair. Historically, this was actually done to protect the sanctity of the formal Oper, so someone whose official name is Mohammed Siraj might be known to everyone in their home and village simply as Nushad. So, how is an official name actually built? Well, the anatomy of a traditional name here breaks down into 3 core components. First, you have the given name, which is the individual's primary identity. Second, and this is key, unlike the Western family surname, the last name is patronymic, meaning it's the father's given name. In fact, when written out, the father's name comes first, providing the initial for the individual. And third, you have special tags appended to the end of the name. These can be honorifics, occupational titles, or clan names, really cementing the individual's place in the broader social fabric. Section 2. Etymology and ancient classifications. Now, what's really interesting about this next part is how diverse languages organically blended in this region. The linguistic roots of these names are just captivating. If you look at the early historical records, you find purely native Tamil names, proudly borne by the Muslim community. You see male names like Sinnavan and Sinnathambi, alongside female names like Kumjikili and Selima. But right alongside them, you have Arabized Islamic names. Classic Islamic names were adapted to the local tongue, so Uthman became Uthman, Muhammad became Mamadou, and Fatima morphed into Pastima. It is a perfect living snapshot of cultural integration. And they didn't just stop at the root names. They incorporated beautiful traditional Tamil suffixes too. For men, you'd see suffixes like Kundu, which implies sweetness, Thambi for younger brother, or Rasa for king. For women, tags like Uma for mother, Kili for parrot, which is a term of deep endearment, and Nachi for lady were widely used. These highly poetic terms of endearment became permanent, unshakable fixtures in official government registries. Then you have these incredible layers of global history added on top. Through heavy trade and religious scholarship in the 18th and 19th centuries, Persian and Arabic influences swept in. Tags like Labai, Bawa, Marikar, Khan, Begum, and Bivi became prominent suffix markers. A local trader wasn't just named Adam anymore. He might be documented as Adam Bawa or Adam Marikar. The global Indian Ocean trade routes are literally etched right into their family trees. Section 3. Matrilineal clans and titles. Let's shift our focus to the family unit and prepare to uncover a distinct, ancient social structure unique to the region. Okay, this is where it gets really fascinating. This is the Kudis system. It is an ancient matrilineal clan heritage system. Yes, matrilineal, meaning family lineage, marriage networks, and social structures are all passed down through the mother's side. This system is a vital cultural intersection. It absolutely proves an early, peaceful synthesis with the indigenous Tamil populations of the East Coast, who also held matrilineal traditions. The Muslims adopted this geographical and social organization while completely maintaining their strict Islamic faith. To really put that into perspective and give you an idea of how complex this is, the ancient village of Samantharai alone contains 31 distinct matrilineal clans. 31! We're talking about clans like the Kudi that anchor thousands of individuals to specific historical trades, locations, or ancestral matriarchs. So how did a simple trade title morph into a permanent family name? Well, it usually happened in 3 steps. Step 1, it started as an occupation. For instance, a parakari was a traditional healer. Step 2, because of their vital work, that occupational title became a social honorific in the village. Step 3, over generations, parakaris stopped being just a job description and became a permanent generational tag attached to the end of a family name, like Ahamadu Parkari. The exact same thing happened with administrative titles like Vanyar or Udayar.
Section 4. Monikers and village nicknames. And this brilliantly illustrates how geography and physical traits became social identifiers. Imagine massive, densely populated ancient villages, where tons of families share the exact same Arabic or Tamil given names. Confusion was basically inevitable, so the community assigned unique nicknames, known as patapayar, to entire families. Now, I want to make it clear, these weren't insults. These were highly practical tools for precise lineage and geographic mapping, basically like an ancient GPS system. In fact, the source research features this fantastic insight. They are the enduring tags of families. To ask for a person by their patapayar is the easiest way to navigate the village. These monikers were totally accepted by the families themselves. It was an open-source way of mapping the social fabric of the community. If you were a traveler, you didn't ask for Muhammad. You asked for his patapayar to find exactly which house on which street you needed. The sheer creativity of these nicknames injects so much vivid detail into the historical record, showcasing the villagers' observational humor. You had families known by the white Vidinai, referring to a fair-skinned local administrator. You had the Kannadi Alim, which means the spectacled scholar. Or you had incredibly direct physical descriptors like tall Ismar. These nicknames survived for generations, freezing a single characteristic of a long-gone ancestor in time forever. Section 5. A distinct cultural heritage. Let's bring this all together and step back to look at the complete historical picture.
So, the crucial point is this. Eastern Sri Lankan Muslim anthroponymy isn't just a list of words on a registry. It is undeniable proof of centuries of peaceful cultural synthesis. It shows us exactly how deep religious devotion was seamlessly merged with local customs, creating a completely distinct Dravidian Islamic heritage. These names act as surviving archaeological artifacts. While buildings crumble and empires fall, the phonetic structures of these names have successfully carried the history of this region all the way into the modern day. It really makes you think about the weight of the words we use every single day to identify ourselves. If a single name in eastern Sri Lanka can carry the echoes of an ancient matrilineal clan, the legacy of a traveling Persian trader, and the enduring sweetness of a Tamil poet, what forgotten histories are hiding in your own name? Thank you so much for exploring with us, and keep asking questions.